So what I'm about to say is for the 9 to 5er. The 9 to 5er who wants to start content creating, doesn't know where to start. The 9 to 5er who has been told that certain niches, technology, finance, or health, that you should be in if you actually want to make anything out of content creating, or beauty. Beauty is also part of it. And you feel like what you do doesn't fall into that line, and you feel if you put out what you're doing right now, you wouldn't actually get much out of it. So that's clearly here for you. So today is going to be one of the best days for one of the best humans I know, and I'm here for all of it. But I thought that before we start all the glam and tying my head, and then I forget exactly what I want to say and what came up in my head, I thought I should do this and put it out there. So I'll be using a very clear example. Let me use a particular job role. If I were a cashier, if I were a cashier and I wanted to start creating content, what would I do? First kind of content I should be doing would be talking about the loopholes around my job, right? The loopholes and how I think technology can impact in curbing those loopholes. So if I'm talking about the loopholes, it's going to be helping businesses, it's going to be helping different organizations, it's going to be helping people understand what surrounds that job description, what surrounds that job description, what to put in place. I'm going to be talking about what to put in place, how to set up an efficient cash system in your business. I'm going to be talking about that. I'm also going to be talking about, so we're in technology, I'm going to be talking about the apps I've used, right? The difficulties in the various apps I've used, and I'm going to be putting out the best kind of apps I think based on what I've used and how I think it can be tweaked to better serve the work I do. I'm going to be talking about the stress I face on a regular on my job, right? And how technology is going to help, right? I'm also going to be talking about my health. Okay, so we're going to the health part right now. I'm going to be talking about my eyesight, right? We've done technology, we've talked apps, right? Good. So I'm going to be talking about eyesight. You have to face the screen every day and how that affects your eyesight, and basically how or what you need to do in order to help yourself out, yeah, in such a situation. So if you have followed what I've said, so you're likely going to be having a lot of tech tech solution companies coming to you for endorsements, right? You're going to have the eye solution for, you're going definitely going to have people coming to you for to actually influence for something in that line if this is helping. So I'm also going to talk about different payment systems I've used, right? The best ones, why I consider them the best, right? I'm going to talk about that, why I consider those other payment systems the best. I'm going to be educating other cashiers, talking about detecting fraudulent activities, how to detect fraud, maybe fraud transfers, because I know such things happen, fraud transfers, and just a lot around it, right? So I don't know if I've been able to like broaden this and make you see that even as a cash person, wherever you are or whatever you're doing, you could actually uh, go from what you do, and you could bring in just every part of what you're trying to go into it. I don't know if that makes sense, and I hope it does, because if you look at what I just said, we've brought in technology. There's a technology part to it. We've brought in the health part, right? I'm just touching points. I didn't even go deep. We've brought in the finance part as well, right? So, like I always say, your best, your strength is always where you have the unfair advantage, right? And your unfair advantage starts from exactly what you do every day, 9 to 5, or what you do, maybe just anything you do every day. That's where your unfair advantage comes from. So you literally do not have to start or basically start looking for how to learn particular things in order to actually make some sense out of content creation. I hope what I just said just helped somebody because I wanted to, and yeah, I really hope it helps somebody. So do have fun, and I think I'm needed already. See, I'll see you guys later. Bye. Ciao.